Introducing a brand new music streaming platform, not only with an emphasis on discovery, but one that allows you to have a real impact on emerging artists' careers. Join Tradio and virtually invest in the artists you think sound the best. Thanks to you, artists can earn real opportunities like studio time, music PR, music videos, and more. And you get rewards in the process too. It's free, and you can start now. Use the promo link below and get 2,000 extra coins to start playing.
Oh boy. Hi everyone, Sexthony Tape Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new Shamir record, Ratchet. Shamir is a Las Vegas-based singer, musician, and with this new LP over here, he is making his big commercial label debut via XL Records. I think years ago I might have heard his early stuff and had a bit of Twitter correspondence with him. Whatever his older music sounded like, I don't really recall it. It's just completely slipped my memory, but what I do know is that I stumbled upon his Call It Off single during the YouTube Music Awards that just happened this year. And it was like stumbling upon a new artist entirely, as I'm sure it was for many people. On this track, we're talking about a driving, four-to-the-floor beat, a very bouncy, gummy bass line, some repeating synth phrases that are kind of squeaking and making glitchy, just sort of abrasive noises, but it's all very pleasant to the ear, at least for me. It has a strong alternative dance flavor. I think that on this track, Shamir and his producer Nick Sylvester, who he works with across the length of this record, do a bit of LCD sound system worship on this thing. I mean, even the refrain about not being able to turn a thought into a wife on this song sounds like something that Nancy Wang would sing off of Sound of Silver. Listening to this track and then listening to other singles off of this LP, I am floored this record is not coming out on DFA and on XL instead. But even though this LP has some blatant LCD sound system influences, Shamir ultimately has an altogether different personality. Musically and especially lyrically, he is much more influenced by hip-hop. He's also influenced by house, and that lyricism combines with these danceable beats, and then you get the insane body-rocking debauchery that you might remember from like Azealia Banks's 212 single. Except maybe a little quirkier, and you get this flavor again on other tracks here, like on Hot Mess, as well as Make a Scene, and on the regular. Other songs on this track listing that I love. Undeniably on this record, Nick Sylvester and Shamir have a talent when it comes to hard-hitting dance instrumentals with bubbly, playful, kind of silly lyrics. But this is not a strength they continue to play to on the rest of this record, which is a bit of a letdown considering how fantastic I think the singles from this album are. This is me on the regular, so you know, I'm white. Not that I think these tracks will translate to everybody. Shamir's voice, I think, is a bit of an acquired taste. It's very nasal. It's got a strange inflection to it, kind of weird, but he really plays that inflection up to add some character. I think it's going to be a turnoff for some people. It was not personally a turnoff for me until Shamir and Nick start making these attempts that fall very short toward more emotional songs and more balladry, like with the very stiff and kind of passion-drained ode to Shamir's hometown on the intro track here. Or on the track Demon, where I actually think this record kind of loses its eccentricity and trades it out just for some radio pop blandness with a hook that sounds like 21 Pilots could have written it. What made the singles from this LP so attractive, those hard-nosed dance beats, come back on the track In on the Kill. But this song, among others in the final moments of this record, are topped with these incredibly awkward, stiff vocal performances that are so redundant. It just kind of feels like he's just washing, rinsing, and repeating as Shamir shifts from the verses to the choruses. Just not the sharpest and most memorable or sing-alongable vocal melodies either. With these lighter, more easygoing tracks, I feel like I'm listening to Hot Chip, but without the pop sensibility. When we get to the song Youth in the track listing here, once this track hits the 2-minute, 15-second mark, when Shamir really tries to push himself vocally, and I'm done. I'm just done. But on this track, I do like that Shamir tries to say something about the cluelessness and the follies of youth. I find a lot of his lyrics to be kind of funny, tongue-in-cheek, or he's even making an interesting philosophical statement. But on pretty much every single track where he's not going for that bubbly, fun demeanor, I don't really think his voice, because of just constraints with skill and ability, don't really carry or convey successfully the emotion that he's shooting for. All right, let's get in close for this one. Listen. The kind of sour harmonies, the strained notes, and the very nasal inflection just derails it for me. I love the singles off of this LP, but this album leaves a lot to be desired vocally. And that's it. I'm feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this LP. Transition. If you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Shamir, Ratchet, forever.
Everything trail. Subscribe.